dollars on this election, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt, a T-shirt that says yes on 3, and of course the voters overwhelmingly and crushingly said no on 3. This group, Responsible Ohio, spent something like $20 million to get the signatures collected, to get it on the ballot, to advertise, and it was just thoroughly rejected by the voters. Now, the director of Responsible Ohio, Ian James, thanked his supporters and said, yes, while they lost the election, they won the process.
Because when the State House refuses to deal with the voters have to make the deal to make sure that their voices are heard, and the only way you can do that is through the petition process, and you force them to listen to what you want to have happen.
I'm not sure this was totally a vote against marijuana, certainly not necessarily against medical marijuana, which is allowed in 23 states and the District of Columbia. I think this was a large rejection of the model, the structure, which would have limited the state to 10 grow sites, which would have been owned by the investors in the campaign. And the opponents were successfully able to paint this as a monopoly, as the rich getting richer. I asked one of the investors, Barbara Gould of Cincinnati, about that argument.
For years, people have been trying to legalize marijuana in Ohio, and time again, the legislature has avoided that. This time, with over $20 million invested by the investors in the campaign, there's an opportunity to make the difference. There's an opportunity to legalize marijuana. And if in the process, after these people have gambled so much money, don't they need, isn't it okay to make some money? That's what made America great.
Ian James, in a concession speech, said, look, this is the first step. This will be back in some form. Obviously, they're going to have to change the form. And if the investors really want to push for this, maybe they will come together again. Maybe there'll be a different drive. And there are a lot of marijuana advocates who didn't like this way. They wanted more farms. They wanted differently structured. But as of right now, the only legal high in Columbus, Ohio is High Street. Live in Columbus, Jeff Hirsch, Local 12 News. Back to you.
Jeff, you make some very good points there, but you know from working the story, I bet, in Colorado, it didn't pass there the first time either, did it?
Well, what happened in Colorado is they put medical on the ballot first, and that was in, I think, 2000, and medical passed, and that was gradually phased in. First it was with caregivers, then it was with the stores, and then recreational came on. Ohio would have been the first state in the country to legalize both medical and recreational at the same time. There's a joke out in Colorado, actually, that medical marijuana is a gateway drug to recreational. And, that's a joke, but, it's sort of legally, process-wise, that's the way it's kind of worked.
Is there any hint that may be the case here? They may come back with the medicinal first?
Well, the issue is, would they want to put all these things, spend all this money, get this on the ballot, with no return? I mean, if you're an investor, do you really believe in the cause that much? Because the legislature, they're not going to put it on, that I know of.
Good point. Jeff Hirsch in Columbus Force, thanks very much.
Thanks.
Now, of course, Issue 2 was the anti-monopoly amendment that could have kept Issue 3 from taking effect had it passed. Well, it did, in fact, pass 52% to 40%.